What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. After a 1-2 night last night, the Orioles offense did nothing. 6 runs for the Astros. That was right. Corbin Burns got hit up like we thought, but the Aaron Getty kid didn't pitch poorly. He pitched great. 6-0 win for the Astros. That killed the night, unfortunately. We get 1-1 in football. We get the over, right, under, wrong. And we got 2 more bets coming at you in the NFL for preseason football coming up here tonight on a Friday night. Week 3 continuing for the preseason, and 1 WNBA play. We'll jump back in with them because I don't want to bet baseball. As we know, baseball is the devil. But we've got a big weekend coming up for betting. A lot of games on Saturday. Obviously, we'll be heavily involved on Saturday for week 0. There will not be a Discord bet on Saturday morning. However, stay tuned for the Discord conversation as to when will this become a reality. Week 0 is rapidly approaching. Week 1 for the college football ranks over Labor Day. More information coming on that. So stay tuned, as they say, for that as to what's going to happen with us for our Discord chat on Saturday mornings for you guys on a college football Saturday. Also, we're going to talk this week a lot about what's going to happen with the NFL. A lot. I mean, a couple of more NFL futures, college football futures, just depending on when and where and how I'm going to play it. So you guys are probably, if you're watching this video, you're saying, wow, you're back to the old backdrop. Well, all of my other stuff is at Circa at the moment in downtown Las Vegas, where we're doing the Ultimate Football Contest weekend down there. So it's a lot of football talk. Everyone's getting jacked up and excited for what's going to happen in the college football and NFL football ranks. And we've got some great games to talk about, big games to break down, picks plays on Saturday. So a big card. So only 3 bets here on a Friday. And then Saturday will be our first crack at really getting deep into a college football type of Saturday for us here on the Daily Juice. But before we do anything, let's again remind you about what is being offered from FanDuel by going to bettingpros.com/FanDuel. All customers, you guys are going to be given a Sunday ticket free 3-week trial if you bet $5 after going to bettingpros.com/FanDuel. Click join now, and you will get that 3-week trial of the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Great opportunity for you guys to check out what they're offering. And if you like watching football, this is unbelievable. I watch it every single Sunday. This is what I do on Sundays is I watch the NFL Sunday ticket, and really I'm psyched for this coming football season for a variety of reasons. Go to bettingpros.com/FanDuel. This is open to all customers. You bet $5, you get a free 3-week trial from YouTube and YouTube TV of the NFL Sunday ticket. Okay, let's start talking about the 49ers and the Raiders. Look, I have faded the Raiders. You guys know this. I bet under 6.5 wins on the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders are any good. We know the starters are going to play a little bit for San Francisco. How much? I don't know. But enough that I say this number, this total is too low. It's the same thing that happened yesterday where we had the Chiefs at 32. We bet it, and, well, the Bears covered it themselves. They scored 34. Now, do I think that many points will be scored by one team here tonight? Probably not. But the game's in Vegas. A lot of questions running around about what this Vegas team's going to look like. We're not going to see many starters for the Raiders, but I just think when you see 4th and 5th string guys playing, and this might be the last time they're playing for an NFL team, I think you're going to see maximum effort. And I think 32 is just an overreaction. I mean, this game opened up with a total of 37.5. Everyone's betting it down. It's 32 now in multiple books for this game, and I just think 32 is too low. I mean, I understand that Nathan Peterman's going to be playing in this game. That's not like something you want to jump up and down and be like, yes. But as we saw in the game with the Chiefs, pick sixes are real, turnovers are real, and you can get quick scores and easy scores when doing that. So Brock Purdy's not going to play, but we'll see what Josh Dobbs does, and we'll see what they do in terms of the running back room for San Francisco, because there's a lot of injuries for this San Francisco team. We're not going to see Devontae Adams. We're not going to see many of the starters for the Raiders, and even if we did, I still think that we're going to see offense for this, in this game. I think 32 is just too low, because I watched a bit of the Raiders last game. The Raiders have some decent skill players. I don't think they're going to be horrific offensively. I just don't trust their defense. and I think they can score. I mean, I think it's really possible. I mean, the Titans beat the Niners 17-13. That fell 30. Do I think we're going to see more points than that? I do. I mean, they beat New Orleans 16-10. That fell 26. But I still think 32 is too young or too little. And I know everyone's saying, look at what the numbers say. But first two games of week 3, both went over. I'm going to ride it again here. Vegas and San Francisco, we're going over 32 for 1.1 units. Bet number 2 tonight. There's 3 games. I've got 2 bets on them. Now, here's where I'm going to go the other way, where we're looking at the Niners opening up at 37.5, beating bet down to 32, and I'm betting over. This is the opposite line move. This thing, Miami and Tampa, opened up at 34.5. It's been bet up to 38. We're going to bet under. Why? Well, look, I don't think we're going to see much offense here, and I don't love the quarterbacks for either team. We're not going to see, a ton of Baker Mayfield, but we will see some of Baker Mayfield. Some people think this is an opportunity to jump on Tampa. They're now 3-point favorites here at home up against Miami because Baker Mayfield is going to play. But how much is Baker Mayfield going to play? How many snaps? We know Tyreek Hill's not playing. We know that Mike Evans probably isn't going to play, and Chris Godwin's not going to play, and Jalen Waddle's probably not going to play. Like, the skill players aren't going to be out there. And I just don't love the backup offenses, either one. Tua's not going to play in this game. Like, Mike White's the backup. Skylar Thompson. Like, are we expecting a ton of offense here from these teams? I just don't. I just think people are betting the over because of the quick starters, being in the game here and saying, okay, well, it's Baker Mayfield. He may lead a touchdown scoring drive or 2 touchdown scoring drives. I don't know. I think Miami and Tampa in a third preseason game, I think 38 is too many points. I'm going to bet under. I'm going to go under 38 for Miami and Tampa. We're going to fade the steam, be on the side for the sports books. Sports books need the over in the Raider game. They're going to need the under in the Miami game in Tampa. I'm okay with being on the side of the sports books for these games. Went 1-1 last night in the NFL. Let's see if we can go 2-0 tonight in the NFL. We're going over 32 Raiders and the 49ers and under 38 for Miami and Tampa here tonight for week 3 of the NFL preseason. One game in the W I want to talk about, and that's Vegas against Minnesota. Now, last 10 games, Vegas is 6-4 ATS. This number has been very wild to watch. A lot of movement here in this. A lot of people are looking at the Vegas Aces and saying, okay, there's just something not right now with Vegas, whether it be a hangover from the Olympics or whatever you want to describe it as. This number opened up at 2. It's now down to 1. There's movement coming in here it opened up Minnesota -2. Now it's Vegas -1, -1.5 at certain books. A lot of Vegas Aces money coming in here after their loss last time out to New York. Now, if you look at the way these teams have played over the last 10 games, in Vegas, both games have gone over this season, 98-87 and 186. Both games won by the Lynx. The game won by the Aces was in Minnesota. Last time they played in Minnesota, and the only time they played in Minnesota this year, they'll play it again here today, it was an 80-66 win for Vegas. After the losses for Vegas, you keep on hearing the same refrain from Asia Wilson and other players that they've got to figure out a way to play better defensively. They need more stops. They gave up 98 points to the Minnesota to the Lynx in their last time out at home. Gave up 79 points to the New York Liberty. They gave up 93 points to Chicago. That was before the All-Star break. But defensively, they haven't been great. 98, 71, and 79 points given up. I do expect Vegas to clamp down here on Minnesota. I do expect them to play well defensively and really get after it. Now, 80-66 is pretty low. I don't think we're going to see something that low here, but that game was under 169.5. The other 2 games went over at 167 and 167.5. This number is 167.5. I think we look to the under here and jump on the under between these two teams just because the Vegas Aces have not been playing well. They haven't been covering. And I think defensively is where you're going to see Becky Hammons, their coach, really get after this team and say, you know what, we need to shut down the interior. We need to play strong defensively and let our offense come. I just think this is going to be an opportunity here for Vegas to hold the Aces down hold the Lynx down. But I think you could see, the Lynx win this game outright. They're at home and home dogs. They've been tremendous this year. I mean, they're 21-8 overall. They're 18-10-1 ATS. At home, they're 12-3. I mean, I lean towards Minnesota here. But I think it's, dog and under, even though it's normally favorite and under and dog and over, but our favorite and over and dog and under. I like the dog. I like the under. Under 167.5 for Vegas in Minnesota. This game at the Target Center in the WNBA. All right, my name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Over 32 Raiders. Under 38 Miami. And over 167.5 for the Vegas Aces and the Minnesota Lynx. Every single morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast presented by BettingPros.com.